In my last video, we looked at the best paint colors for walls, so colors that are in the lighter range. And that was fun, but this video is way more fun because we're looking at the best darker colors. So I'm talking colors for accent walls, kitchen islands, or cabinets if you want to go darker. You can do the inside or outside of your front door, or you can paint a whole room one of these dark colors because they are badass and beautiful. And a lot of these colors go with the colors I mentioned in my previous videos, the light colors for your walls. And I'm thinking I might even do a video with some partnerships so you can see which ones really jibe. Now I've got a whole whack of colors here. Take notes of the ones you like. I'm touching on each one briefly so you can get a good feel for them. Now, one thing you will find handy when you're sampling darker colors is to have something black nearby. I have Sherwin-Williams Tricorn Black. This is my sampleized peel and stick, which I use for all of my samples because it saves me time and money. Dark colors can look really dark and intimidating when they're creatures unto themselves. Whereas when you compare them to something that actually is black, it's easier to see their depth, their undertones, and you can see what's really shaken. So let's get this color party started. I won't use the black for all of them, but the ones that I'm like, you might have trouble really seeing it, especially on video. Sherwin-Williams Porpoise. This is a gorgeous darker grayish, so it has a bit of a green undertone. You're woodsy, you're outdoorsy, mad love. Like for cabinets, accent wall, I can't even. Now, the darker version of that is my favorite because I have it on my kitchen island and on my stair railings. Urbane Bronze. So again, green undertone, super flexible. But Urbane Bronze, its LRV is pretty low. So again, LRV tells you how light or dark a color is. Urbane Bronze, oh gosh, I'm gonna say it's probably 6 or 8, but I would have to double check. But let's compare it to black, and it's way easier to see its actual depth, and you maybe see that green popping up a bit more. Now, if we go a bit lighter, if you're like, oh, those are pretty dark, that's not what I had in mind, you might like Sherwin-Williams Intellectual Gray, another grayish with a green undertone. I find that a lot of my male clients really do love the green and the blue undertones. And again, if you're a woman and you love these colors, I'm not trying to exclude you. I'm just, based on my online color consulting, there are definitely, what do you call it? Similar groups that men gravitate towards compared to women. Although with the darker colors, I'd say there's more similarities compared to the lighter colors, if that made any sense. Sherwin-Williams Pavestone, nice warm gray. It can pick up a tiny flash of green. Like if you're doing your exterior and you have concrete, Pavestone's often a good partner to that. Same with Fawn Brindle. If we go into a more moderate gray, so this is a warm gray, awesome because a lot of grays pick up an obvious green, blue, or purple undertone. Dovetail's pretty passive. Of them all, could it cater a bit to violet? Sure, but so do a lot of interior finishes, so it's quite friendly. This is a fabulous color. Like if you want to paint all your kitchen cabinets, you want to do an accent wall, you want to do your bathroom vanity, like what can't you do? Oh, Benjamin Moore Kendall Charcoal, so pretty. This is a really kind of muted, like stormy, heavy gray. Could it grab a wink of green of the undertones? Sure, but not a ton of it. It's super classic. I would say I don't see it on as many cabinets because a lot of countertops don't suit this particular gray. The odd one does. It's better for, say, the inside of your front door, the outside of your front door, accent wall, that kind of thing. Sherwin-Williams Gauntlet Gray. I love this color. This is like, here we go, slightly darker take on Dovetail, which we just talked about. Nice solid warm gray, very low commitment with undertones, wicked pretty. Like if you're looking to bring a special friend back to your place and you want her to be like, oh my God, what's your wall color? Gauntlet Gray is a hit, for reals. Benjamin Moore Chelsea Gray, kicking it old school. This one's been around a long time. This is a little bit more moderate. Let's compare it to Dovetail. You see that shift there? So this can look that little bit warmer, a little bit more taupey in comparison. Of the two, Dovetail's way more flexible with the average interior finish, but Chelsea Gray has its place for sure. Sherwin-Williams Peppercorn, love it, wicked cool. Where's my black? There we go. Okay, so check it out. You're like, okay, yeah, that looks fine. And then it's like, okay, I see it now, right? So it's got that gray base. This one has a wild range of undertones, making it super flexible, But if you have finishes that like need green or need purple or blue, it might not be committed enough. So sample it carefully, compare it to other shades. Web gray, love it. This is a dark gray with a good blue, and that blue is slightly more, basically blue can go blue violet or blue green. This is slightly more inclined towards blue green, but not by a lot. Again, totally changes when you compare it to black, right? Love it. Duxbury Gray. This one leans, it's a little bit lighter and it leans heavier on the green, but there's still some good blue. So pretty. I wonder if I have a good comparable to that. Let's get it compared to Chelsea Gray and see. Okay, yeah. That might help you see how Chelsea Gray, Duxbury Gray, it kind of shows that green. Again, compare, compare, compare. It makes all the difference in the world. Oh, I love this one. Sherwin-Williams Eclipse. Beautiful shade of green. Again, you woodsy boys might love this. I love this. If I were to paint my cabinets green right now, which is definitely trendy, Eclipse would be on my radar. Sherwin-Williams Thunderous, Cast Iron. Gorgeous colors. This one's not so dark, but again, comparing it to black helps you see the degree of green, which is nice. Let's compare it. Yeah, let's compare it to Web Gray. Why not? In comparison to Web Gray, it shows how much blue is in Web Gray. So nice. Thunderous. Oh, I was just talking about this one. Yeah, so let's compare it. So we've got our Eclipse. A little bit more olivey inspired, right? And then we've got our Thunderous. Gorgeous. Accent color. Oh, there's just so much you can do with these colors. I love color. I can't even. Evergreen Fog, I talked about this in our lighter video, even though it's one of the slightly darker options. This is as close that most men get to sage green. It still has a decent gray in it, calming it down. I would say it's more woodsy / coastal, less modern contemporary. The more modern contemporary colors, if that's your jam, they tend to be a bit more blue, blue violet, gray, gray violet blue, those kind of blends. Whereas these kind of earthy grays and greens are that little bit more, yeah, I'd say mountain woodsy, if that's your jam. Benjamin Moore Cloudy Sky. Beautiful. There's a surprising amount of green in this, which you can't see. I wonder if I have a good comparable to show you. I might not. No, I don't. But I can show it to you compared to Evergreen Fog, which makes it look even bluer. But seriously, Cloudy Sky is amazeballs. It's a gorgeous blue, green, gray blend. Check it out. And what do we got here? We looked at Web Gray. Ooh, now we're hitting the navies. So navy blue can be super intense, super subtle. More often than not, my male clients tend towards the more muted, calming blues versus the vibrant, punchy ones. We'll look at both and you can decide for yourself what you like. In the navy, that's a very powerful blue. I wouldn't say it's overwhelming, but it's not messing around for sure. That's, I would say, maybe better for a front door, kitchen island, but just be careful. That's a lot of color. But I know how you boys like your blues. I don't want to look at that one. Ah, here we go. Benjamin Moore Hale Navy, so classic. This one and another one, they're hard to go wrong with, and I would personally just look at these two, but I want to show you a range. So let's look at Hale Navy all on its own. Like, okay, that's pretty. You put it with black, you can really see what's happening, right? Now, let's compare that to in the navy. It's like, Jesus Louises, you can totally see the change there, right? We got a strong blue, a little bit more muted, but still blue, still classic. That's why Hale Navy is so popular, because it does the job of blue without kind of punching you in the face with it. But my heart has to be with Cyberspace. Cyberspace is kind of like Hale Navy, more muted, has more gray in it. If we compare it to black, really hard to go wrong. And we'll compare it to Hale Navy. And you want to compare, get these home, see what your finish is like, see how they respond in your natural lighting. You might find that your natural lighting needs a little bit more color like Hale Navy. Hale, yes. Oh, we've got a few more. And then we're done. Benjamin Moore Cheating Heart is so cool. It's like Frank's hot sauce. You can put this shit on anything. You can put it on your kitchen island. You can put it on your front door, accent wall. You can do an entire room with it if you're feeling super brave. Love this color. Now check it out. You're like, yeah, doesn't seem so thrilling, Kylie. And you compare it to black, you're like, oh, okay, interesting. Cheating Heart is like the love child of black, gray, and navy blue. I can't even, just check it out. Benjamin Moore Wrought Iron is similar, but no, Cheating Heart has my heart. And I know I have one more. Iron Ore, where did you go? Oh no, I have two more, sweet. Charcoal Slate, if you're like, okay, Ginger, those are all great, but those are really dark and I'm not so inclined. Great happy medium can be Benjamin Moore Charcoal Slate. More moderate gray, nice blue violet undertone. Now when we compare that to black, definitely pops a bit more, right? While still making a statement, you're still gonna hit it hard on your accent wall or island, you're just not as punchy about it. And last but not least, if you're like, you know what, I've kind of been eyeing up black, maybe it's your front door, your island, I wanna do a whole room. I've done a totally black room. Loved it so much, I did it again in my next house. So, iron ore, pretty, right? It's like, oh yeah, that's black, cool. But again, we're gonna compare it to black, tricorn black, and see like, oh hey, it's actually a soft black, and it can grab just like a nugget of a green undertone. This color is so hot right now, like exteriors, all exteriors, although the black on black exterior, be careful, but exterior accents, trim, garage door, front door, you name it, you can pretty much do it. Now, I do have other videos. I'm gonna do some color palette videos, and I'm gonna do a quick one on the best white paint colors, so stay tuned.